Hello everyone, this is Yasin. Today we are going to explore some Roman and Eastern Roman buildings of Istanbul around the Sultanahmet area. Sultanahmet is the most important part of the old city because Ayasofya, Topkapı Palace, the Blue Mosque, the Basilica Cistern and the Hippodrome are located in Sultanahmet. And we will start with the Palace of Lausus, which is from the 5th century. But of course there is no palace building, you will see some ruins. And the Palace of Lausus was built around the 5th century by Lausus, the Grand Chamberlain, who lived during the reign of Theodosius II. And the palace was heavily destroyed by a fire in 475. Then it was restored, but then damaged again and again. That's why today we can only see some ruins of the palace near T1 Sultanahmet tram stop. And the most important surviving part from the Palace of Lausus is a rotunda. And before going there, let me show you an entrance for the second largest underground cistern of Istanbul. It is called Cistern of Laxinus, and of course there used to be a palace with the same name. This is the entrance for Cistern of Laxinus. It's a museum today, you can visit, but it's run by a private company. If I'm not wrong, they don't take credit cards, they only accept cash. Okay, we can continue with the Palace of Lausus. This palace used to have a large collection of antique sculptures, but unfortunately they are lost. And a lot of people have no idea about these walls. And as you can see, there are so many seagulls because people give them food. And let's go and see the rotunda, which is actually very impressive. By the way, you can see the most preserved rotunda of Istanbul in the courtyard of Ayasofya. It was open to the public as part of the Carpet Museum, but after Ayasofya was reconverted into a mosque, the museum was closed. So now rotunda is not open to the public.
This is a tram.
So this is the best spot to see the rotunda of the Palace of Lausus. And there's another important archaeological site behind the rotunda. Those are the ruins of Palace of Antiochus. Antiochus was a Persian eunuch who lived during the reign of Theodosius II. Then his palace was turned into a church, and it used to house the relics of Saint Euphemia, who is a very, very important saint in Christian history. Today, her relics are kept in the Patriarchal Church in Fener. And this place has a cycle of frescoes from the 13th century, and they were going to be open to the public, but COVID pandemic started and it was cancelled, and today it looks like this area is abandoned. I think this was going to be museum entrance, or I'm sorry, not a museum entrance, but you can see a symbol, a government symbol. The frescoes I mentioned are in this building. I hope it opens very soon and we can visit this amazing archaeological site. So you can see more from the Palace of Lausus. It's on the left side, and on the right side there are ruins of the Palace of Antiochus. In the beginning of the video, I said Sultanahmet is the most important part of the old city. There is so much to see, but some places are still not accessible. Yeah, this was going to be the entrance. I can even see a presentation in red color, but now this place looks completely abandoned. Too bad. Okay, we can continue with the Hippodrome, but before going to the Hippodrome I will show you some ruins of Hippodrome sittings. And the Hippodrome was probably first built by Septimius Severus, then it was heavily expanded by Constantine the Great, and you can see some ruins of the Hippodrome near Sultanahmet Square, or underneath some buildings like Ibrahim Pasha Palace, which is the Museum of Turkish and Islamic Arts. And these are ruins from the Hippodrome seating. Today when you come to the Hippodrome, you can see three ancient monuments. First one is the Egyptian obelisk, 3,500 years old. Second one is the serpent column from Delphi, 2,500 years old. The Egyptian obelisk was brought to Istanbul from Karnak Temple, Egypt, by the way. And the last one is the walled obelisk. Actually, it's not an obelisk, it's a column. It looks like an obelisk, because obelisk is supposed to be one piece, but the walled obelisk has so many pieces of limestone. And after these three monuments, we will see the largest surviving part of the Hippodrome, Sphendon. Sphendon is a semicircular structure which was turned into a cistern in the late period of the Eastern Roman Empire. And today there is a group of buildings on top of the Sphendon. There is a high school complex and a university building. Now you can see the Egyptian obelisk, and on the right side there is a palace, 16th century palace, Ibrahim Pasha Palace. It's a museum now, and you can see some ruins underneath the building. But when I was there last time, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that room, that section was not open. I think there was a restoration. The Egyptian obelisk has a base, a marble base, made by the Romans in the 4th century. And there are inscriptions in Greek and Latin, and it tells us the name of the emperor who erected this obelisk. That's Theodosius the First, and this is the original level, ground level of the Hippodrome. And I already shared some videos about the Hippodrome and Hippodrome monuments. You can find them on my channel. That's why I will skip this part quickly. And the serpent column, which used to have 3 snake heads. Now we only have one of them, which is in the Archaeological Museum, Istanbul Archaeological Museums. And before the walled obelisk, I want to show you an Ottoman fountain from probably the 16th century. And this fountain has some spolia, reuse material. As you can see, there are 4 fountains. The third one has a marble slab, maybe a piece from an ancient sarcophagus. It has holy cross reliefs. I can see 3 of them. Let me show you quickly. Okay, this is the first one. Second one. The third one can be seen partially. Okay, let's go back to the hippodrome. And this fountain is called Çukur Çeşme, which means sunken fountain in Turkish. And the walled obelisk is probably from the 4th century AD, but it has a marble base from the 10th century. And this is the university building, Marmara University, which is on top of this fendon. I share translations of inscriptions on my Instagram, also my YouTube. Okay, now we are going to see this fendon. It will be on the right side of me. And there is a carpet store on the left side. Its name is Nakkash. You see there is a building with a big Turkish flag. There is a cistern underneath the carpet store. It's probably from the 7th century. Okay, now you see a different type of wall. This is where this fendon starts. Fendon is a gigantic building structure, and it could have been an amazing place for tourists, but anyway, I don't want to talk about it, but you know what I mean. Now we are going to a very nice spot to see the Fendon. Okay. This is the Fendon, and there is a 16th century Ottoman fountain built by Rüstem Pasha, the Grand Vizier, Prime Minister of Süleyman the Magnificent. Also, he was the son-in-law of Süleyman the Magnificent. There's a parking lot in front of this Fendon. You can enter this structure with special permit. Look at this beautiful brick masonry. Look how amazing it is. That's a big shame that this place is not open to the public. And you can see buildings from Sultanahmet High School on top of it. They are under restoration. It's amazing, isn't it? Okay, let's continue. Let's run. Traffic is always crazy here because a big part of the old city is not open to traffic, and some idiots don't know how to walk. You just saw an example. There is a big hotel on the left side. It has a Turkish flag. It is Yasin Hotel, and in this hotel there is a mosaic floor with a fish depiction, and there are some marble objects. Yasin Hotel's Sultanahmet. Well, if you come here and if you ask them for permission, they're very okay. Whenever I come here, I can see them, they never say no.
Next few years, that was sick as a dog, but it made.
Now I will show you something which is behind the Blue Mosque. I mean, I will show you their locations because they're not very accessible. I mean, I can enter, but I don't want to spend time to talk to some people to get permission. Sometimes it's annoying, but at least I will show you their exact location. Alright, this is the Blue Mosque from a different angle. And this is the name of the street, Küçük Ayasofya Caddesi Street. And this is a Turkish bath, which is in really bad condition. And Arasta Bazaar, it's part of the Blue Mosque complex. And Mosaic Museum. Mosaics of the Great Palace of Constantinople. This is one of my favorite museums in Istanbul, but unfortunately it's not open now due to restoration. Now you can see the courtyard, but the entrance is on the other side. And these mosaics are from the 5th and 6th century. I mean 5th or 6th century. And there are not Christian depictions. That's why it's a very unique place. I mean, you can see Hellenistic style Roman mosaics. And on the right side there is a parking lot run by Istanbul municipality, İspark. And there are some substructures in this parking lot. See, there's a tree, there are some trees and a historical structure behind it, and there is one more place behind them. So that's the entrance to substructures. It's a very iconic, interesting place, and I will share some pictures now. Okay, this is the entrance of the Great Palace Mosaics Museum, but it's not open now. And I'm sure that there is more from the Great Palace of Constantinople underneath these buildings. And let me show you the Blue Mosque one more time. It has been 20 minutes since I started this video, and we have seen so many important things in either good or bad condition. I can say that this is the most touristy part of Istanbul. It's full of restaurants, hotels. I don't think anybody lives here, because these houses, these buildings, apartments, hotels are so expensive. Okay, there's a yellow building on the left side. Its name is Odegon, and this hotel has a holy spring and a mosaic floor underneath. And the hotel was opened, I think, a few weeks ago or months ago. And I'm not sure if they give permission to anybody who wants to see the mosaics, a mosaic floor and the holy spring. Okay, let me show you one more thing from the Great Palace of Constantinople. It's a ramp tower owned by, it's a private property, which sounds strange, I know. This is the tower, ramp tower from the Great Palace. And the building on the right side, this restaurant, has a well. It looks like a holy spring. I'm not sure if it is possible to see it, because last time they said there's a technical issue or something like that. Okay, we are going to the last place. So the last place is very important. There is a substructure from the Great Palace, and it's underneath a carpet store. It used to be open to the public, but now it's under restoration. And we don't know exactly when it will be open to the public. You can see some videos about it on my YouTube channel. Now I will show you where it is. There is a carpet store and a cafe on top of it. It's called Palatium, which means palace. And this white building is the old jail, Sultanahmet jail. Now it's a 5-star hotel, 4 seasons. Okay, you can see Palatium Cafe and Restaurant on the left side. See, there used to be a sign and a beautiful picture of the substructure, but now it's temporarily closed. And the beautiful facade of the jail, Sultanahmet jail. And there is a big archaeological park right behind it. And I think it's the most important remaining part of the Great Palace. But it has been closed since I know. I have never seen it open. At least let me show you where it is. But if you go to any rooftop cafe in this area, you can see the ruins. There is a large, big archaeological park on the right side. I really want to see this place, but it's the same story. And Ayasofya, the most iconic building of Istanbul, in my personal opinion. Okay, we are about to finish our tour, but I will show you one more thing. A small pillar, a marble pillar, which is the only remaining part from a Roman building. The pillar is called milestone, and that was the 0 point of the Roman Empire. So they calculated every single distance from the stone, from the stone to anywhere. That was the center of the world, technically. And there used to be a park around the stone, but the park was, they wanted to renovate it a few years ago. But a lot of things were discovered. We still don't know exactly what they are, but it seems like there are different layers of history. And this tower is an Ottoman water tower, which regulates water pressure And there's a fountain, a marble fountain in front of it. That's why you will see some pipes in this side. Okay, these are the ruins. And this marble pillar is the Million Stone. Thank you guys for watching the video. See you next time.